Three, two, one. Let's talk ball.
Let's talk ball.
Let's go, Sergio.
Let's talk ball. Good game.
Good game.
Good game this afternoon.
Yeah, France, Germany today.
Yes.
The World Cup has started for those countries. What do you think? About the game?
It was a nice game. For those of you that don't know, France pulled through and won 78-74, and it was a thriller at the end. Unexpected, I might add. Really unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, how much were they creating Germany? It was like 20 points?
Yes, I think they were leading by almost as much as 25 at one point. And it looked hopeless. Germany started the game ice cold. I mean, they couldn't hit anything. Mid-range threes, layups. I mean, they got blocked. I think the French had probably at least 3 or 4 blocks at the beginning of the quarter. So it was rough, a very rough start for Germany.
No, I was frustrated. For those who don't know, I'm a big Germany fan.
And so am I.
So is he. We both grew up in Germany, and I am actually a native German. So it was a big pain in the beginning, but later on, we really catched up. And what amazed me most was that France, they were hustling in the defense. They didn't stop. Even when they were leading 20 points, they were playing actually still good defense. We just got really lucky that Johannes Voigtmann actually made a lot of important threes, and made it possible that we could catch up.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, that was the name of the game for the German offense, because the interior defense of France was that overwhelming that the only offensive scheme that could work is a driving kick by Schroeder, and then the bigs had to hit the threes.
Yeah.
And that was how the runs went.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I think the game pretty much went like when we predicted it. You have Germany, which I think is the best team that we ever had. All our NBA players are playing.
Yes, I would say so.
They are all playing.
And it's the deepest.
It's really deep, but France is just traditionally always a really good team. And some people in Germany were really optimistic. They said it's a 50-50 chance.
Which is crazy.
Complete bullshit.
Bullshit.
But yeah, I think Germany made a good game, and they have like a 40-30% chance of winning it, and it didn't happen. So.
France had a spread of 6 points, so they didn't cover the spread. At the end of the day, Germany did better than at least the odds predicted. So there are many takeaways, but before we get to the takeaways, just a couple of questions. Who would you put as the MVP of the game?
From France or Germany? Or overall?
Overall. The game MVP.
For me, absolutely clear, Baye. I'm not sure if I pronounce his name correctly, but never heard of this guy, and he rocked the game. He actually made difficult, important shots for them, and it really amazed me. And once I looked up his age, because I was wondering if he recruited for the NBA, I saw, okay, he's 29, it's a bit past his time, but really amazing player, very good player.
He just transferred to Turkey this year, and I think he was the main reason behind this big run at the beginning for France, and basically he was the one that helped them build this big cushion that they kind of kept throughout the game.
He was there in key moments, which is why, for me, he's the MVP and not Fournier, because Fournier, obviously, 26 points. Amazing game.
I'm going to go a different route. Maybe many of you guys will do the same, because Mbaye was great, and I cannot deny he was the discovery of the game, but he kind of disappeared in the second half, which is why I would go with Rudy Gobert, because defensively he just had this big had He dominated his matchup, and then Schroeder had a very hard time. Up until the fourth quarter, then Schroeder was, had more or less failing, and his shot percentage was bad. And Germany, which in itself is a team with a lot of size, had to send all its bigs to the 3-point line, and they lived and died by the three, all because of Gobert. And if I'm not mistaken, he finished with 5 blocks, which is amazing in itself, and had 20 points, which is for a European game, for the big man position, that's not a small amount.
No, Gobert did not finish with 20 points. He finished with 9. That would have been amazing, 20 points. But for all our statistic seekers here, I think 5 blocks is a lot. And I totally see your point because...
Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay. He's actually making a lot of mistakes.
And 5 plus 1 is 20
that's
points.
why I'm here. I'm correct.
I was wondering, yeah.
But no, to get back to your point, I think it's a very interesting one because based on statistics, if someone doesn't watch the game, only looks at highlights, he sees his blocks, and they look at the statistics and think, okay, he was just there, not a major player. But indirectly, if you watch the match, overall, you see how many failures the German team had occurred. You know, how many failures they faced when facing this player. He blocked many shots, and I wonder how many times German team, Schroeder for instance, who's usually not scared, but they were definitely aware, I would say aware, not scared, of this player there.
And you saw it up until the fourth quarter when Schroeder for some reason just flipped the switch and started being really aggressive.
Yes.
He was looking for the kick. He was actively looking for the kick on every drive, and you saw that the German team wasn't ready for that. And then I have to say that Thijs, Maximilian Kleber, and the other big men in the inside, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Understand? So I mean, Gobert scares people in the NBA, so you can count on him scaring people in the World Cup FIBA tournament as well.
Yeah. On top of that, you could always see how the German team had to double him, and every time they made it difficult for him. Maybe he missed a shot. If he didn't make it, then someone else came up the easy rebound and put it in there because the two other guys were doubling him.
But yeah, this amazing tip dunk.
Yes. So that's why. But one thing that interests me then, my MVP, Mbaye. Not clearly, but, he just made it. I thought you will say it's going to be Fournier.
Yeah, and he was...
Why isn't he the MVP for you?
What I didn't like about Fournier is that he was inactive in the second half.
What do you do with your second half? What is this?
Yes, I like if
Mbaye is not Fournier.
No, Mbaye was active in the first half, and then in the second half you couldn't see much of Mbaye.
Okay.
And for Fournier it was kind of the other way around. Fournier really took over in the fourth quarter, which obviously he closed the game for them. But you could definitely argue he's the MVP. For me, he didn't do enough throughout the game, but looking at his stats, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, 10 rebounds as well, which for a guard is great.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the next question though, because we have the MVP and we talked about blocks and tip dunks. Which was your highlight of the game?
Highlight of the game?
Yes.
In retrospect, no. I think the highlight of the game was actually in the beginning. I had my biggest emotional peak, let's put it this way, was in the beginning when Maxi Kleber blocked Gobert.
I was going to go with the absolute same play.
Yeah, I was so happy. Maxi Kleber, for those who don't know, because we don't expect that we have a lot of German viewers here, but he's a German national player playing for Dallas Mavericks. We've been following over the years. And I think he's an underrated player in the NBA. And Dallas just acknowledged it, actually. They paid him now a new contract, $10 million, I think, per year. That's pretty amazing. And he's just a really good player and a great shot blocker. And for me, in the beginning of the game, it was a question, how will he compete against Gobert? I think he's not as good of a shot blocker as Gobert is, but he is crazy athletic.
And defensively, Germany did well against Gobert.
Yes.
More or less, at least.
Yeah.
He could have done more.
Yeah. But I was really happy in the beginning that he showed him, okay, not with me, I'm going to defend you. And he blocked him. That was, I think, the first and second play. I was really happy.
It was the first play, actually.
It was the first play.
When that happened, I was convinced that was the moment I thought that Germany could actually win this game, because that was just a statement at the beginning. Gobert, come at me one-on-one. I'll block you and pin you against the backboard. Yeah. Unfortunately, Germany went on to miss its first 10 shots.
It went the wrong direction.
But that was definitely one moment that you could pick.
Yes, and after that, obviously, the recovery, yeah. Especially for me, German MVP is Volkmann. I think he played an amazing game.
Yes.
I did not study this player thoroughly before. He plays in Russia now. I only watched the NBA.
Oh, but this might have been his best game for the German national team.
Amazing.
Yes.
His shooting abilities.
He kept them in the game, like he got them in the game and then kept them there. I would have wished that they would go to him more often in the clutch, because he was the hot hand at the end of the day.
They did.
Yes.
I think they did. And later on, France, obviously, they recognized it and they were playing him closer.
Yes, leaving
Gobert in the zone, and that's it.
That's right.
He's not going to surpass you in the dribbling and then make a mid-range shot. It's not going to happen. So I think in the very end, they did that.
Yes.
Too late from France's point of view, but they did it. I think they just couldn't believe that some 7-footer, I don't know what tall he is, he could make these crazy shots.
Yes.
I think a little Dirk came up with him here, preach to Dirk.
Yes.
So, I think he's my MVP for Germany. And other than that, I think it's just disappointing. I have to tell you honestly that some German players just couldn't make layups. I know it's in your mind. This is why Gobert is such a big player for you, I think.
Which German player disappoints you the most? For me, it's Lowe, I have to say. And he's one of my favorite players on the team. And he had a very tough night. The guards, the French guards are amazing defensively. Arguably the best. And the rim protection is amazing. France is the best defensive team, period. And Lowe was blocked at least 2 or 3 times.
Yes.
Had a bunch of turnovers, and that really hurt Germany.
And he is a player that has to thrive in such a game.
Yes.
He can make these 3-point shots. He is a fast guy.
Yes.
He can get the off-ball pick, run through the baseline, make a shot. That's what he has to do. And unfortunately, it didn't work because honestly, I think you shouldn't even try to make big center moves with Gobert or many penetration moves, because if he's there, he's not just, he will not only block you, but he has a mental effect which you could see.
Yes.
I wouldn't have come with this argument, but you could see it. It was devastating. And
he was in the German player's head, and he does it in the NBA all the time. So, as I said, it is to expect. Although definitely disappointed, but there were other players where I had more expectations, high expectations. What do you think of Maxi Kleber's game today?
I tell you something. I think Maxi Kleber has to become more Anthony. Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, he definitely needs some Carmelo.
And I tell you why. This guy has the athletic capabilities of a high athletic player in the USA.
Yes.
For the guys that don't know, in Germany, I think for a European team, we are decent in athleticism, but we could be. He is a crazy player.
He's the best athlete on the team, hands down.
And he needs to have this kind of ability or attitude and say, "Give me that shit. Give me my ball." What Carmelo Anthony always does, and every rebound you hear, "Give me that shit." He needs to have this mentality. He doesn't have it. He
does need to take the threes that he gets.
Yes.
Every three, because he is one of the best 3-point shooters, and you rather see him taking the threes than other.
Shoot with confidence. You're an NBA player.
I have to say though that you definitely recognize that he's still in the NBA mode, and we talked about it during the game. He stands in the corner a lot. When he has the ball, he doesn't seek the one-on-one duel. And that is the one player that should be the second option, at worst third option offensively for Germany. And today he didn't step up offensively. Defensively he did well, but offensively, I really hope that he gets going in the next games, which are going to be easy as well. A lot easier.
It's one thing if you hide. I call it banner hiding.
Yes.
In an NBA game, on the 3-point line, on the base, in the corner, because
if you're playing with Luka anyway,
you are not the go-to player. Yeah, but you're a decent player. You make your shots, you make your block shots. That's your role. But if you come to the German national team, this is not the Dallas Mavericks, okay? You play with European regular players on average. You have to take control of the game. And he didn't do that. He played like in Dallas Mavericks. That's not your role here.
Yes.
You have to do more.
Yes,
especially if you're playing against France. But yeah, I'm frustrated now because of your questions. So let me ask you one actually.
Yes, please.
It's some more of an overall question. We were talking before of Bayer, my MVP. And when I was thinking that, I was immediately looking up, will NBA teams look at him? Will they think, oh, should we take him? But now he's 29, so let it run. But my question, overall, do you think actually that this tournament, because we know from other sports like football, soccer for the Americans here, the World Cup is a great platform to promote your skills and get recruited by big teams in Europe. And for soccer, Europe is the thing. So my question to you is actually the World Cup, is it a good platform for NBA recruitment? Do you think so?
I think it is. It must be. It must be. And going to a guy like Mbaye, probably won't work this year. But for the future, he just has this 3-and-D potential. That is exactly what all teams are looking for. And we know how valuable wings are. We know he can shoot threes. He can defend with a big body. He can slash, remote offensively. And these are the kind of games that teams look at. Especially because in the Europe League, for some reason, he doesn't play for the absolute top tier teams. So he doesn't have the visibility here. And that is definitely a great stage. And unnecessary to say that right now basketball is dead anyway, so we have the NBA off season. The NCAA doesn't work as well, so basketball junkies like us and scouts as well, we look forward to watch these players.
Yeah, good. Then, if you don't have any last questions, I have one for you.
Yes.
It's a nice ending question. Since you said, we're covering this World Cup, which game would you rather watch? World Cup, Germany, France, or the Charlotte Hornets against the Kings NBA season game? Because to me, honestly, it's a pain for me. Being off-season NBA, I don't watch European basketball, only big games, and I'm dying, man. And watching this World Cup is a great thing, but still, I'm looking so much forward to the NBA season.
I'm with you. I think at this point, I would watch the Hornets against the Kings. But
Jesus.
If we were mid-season, if you were NBA mid-season, and I knew that there's a game every other day, and tomorrow I could watch a NBA game that's way more interested, I would definitely watch the national teams, especially because we have so many NBA players. So arguably the French roster is actually better than the Charlotte Hornets, anyways.
Yes.
Arguably, clearly.
It is.
Yes. So the Charlotte Hornets are more on Germany's level.
Even the Kings.
Man,
too much rookie.
You're right. They don't have many rookies, but the Aaron Fox would destroy anyone. But yeah, it's comparable in terms of basketball quality. But that's a great question. That's a great question, though.
Yeah. Well, sooner or later, NBA season will start again. Which we will cover, by the way, for those who are interested. But for now, our major focus is the World Cup.
Yes. Let us know what your favorite team is, which team you want us to cover. I think we're gonna have a good mix.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you guys on our next videos.
Yeah.
Until then, go Germany. Let's see how far France gets, but they made a great impression.
Yes, really great one. If you like this video, give it a like. If you have to comment anything, comment it. What's our goal for comment-wise? 1 comment, 1 like?
Let's go for 1 comment, 1 like.
1 comment, 1 like, okay? Let's see if we make it.
From you, though.
Yes, from you, not from our friends or any associates that we do business with. So, if you like the video, check it out, give it a like, thumbs up, and we see us. Bye. Okay, check.